It's a high-stakes visit to China, that too the first in 5 years by India's foreign minister. Ever since bilateral ties witnessed a severe downturn following the Galwan Valley clashes in June 2020. Dr. Jaishankar landed in China on Monday on a 2-day visit. The reason? To attend a conclave of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. India's External Affairs Minister also called on the Chinese President and apprised him about the recent development in the India-China bilateral ties. Interestingly, in his earlier meeting with Vice President Han Zheng in Beijing, Dr. Jaishankar emphasized on the need for an open exchange of views and perspectives between India and China. The External Affairs Minister also held a bilateral meeting with his Chinese counterpart, Wang Yi. The two sides acknowledged the commemoration of the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations between India and China this year. Dr. Jaishankar also appreciated the Chinese side's cooperation for resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. The two sides agreed to take additional practical steps, including travel to each other's country and direct flight connectivity for facilitating people-to-people exchanges. But most importantly, India's EAM highlighted the positive impact of peace and tranquility in the border for the smooth development in bilateral ties. Dr. Jaishankar has emphasized on continued efforts towards de-escalation and border management.
We have made good progress in the past 9 months for the normalization of our bilateral relations. It is the result of the resolution of friction along the border and our ability to maintain peace and tranquility there. This is the fundamental basis of our mutual strategic trust and for smooth development of bilateral relations. It is now incumbent on us to address other aspects related to the border, including de-escalation.
He has underlined the need for cooperation on transport of rivers, including resumption of provision of hydrological data by the Chinese side. He also took up restrictive trade measures and roadblocks to economic cooperation. But it's Dr. Jaishankar's participation in the SCO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Tianjin that stood out. Why so? Because the EAM has reminded SCO of its primary responsibility, that the SCO was founded to combat 3 evils: terrorism, separatism, and extremism. Dr. Jaishankar highlighted that they often occur together, and using this as a critical message, he raised the Pahalgam terror attack of 22nd April this year. Dr. Jaishankar underlined that it was deliberately conducted to undermine the tourism economy of Jammu and Kashmir while sowing a religious divide. Interestingly, the foreign minister minced no words as he referred to the UN Security Council's statement condemning Pahalgam. Dr. Jaishankar underlined the need to hold perpetrators, organizers, financiers, and sponsors of this reprehensible act of terrorism accountable and bring them to justice. Taking that point forward, Dr. Jaishankar stated that India continues to punish perpetrators of terrorism, also reminding SCO to remain true to its founding objectives and to take an uncompromising position on the challenge of terrorism. Now, it should be noted that Dr. Jaishankar's reminder also calls out the hypocrisy of China and Pakistan. Why so? Because it was Beijing and Islamabad that blocked India's bid to call out the Pahalgam terror attack in the SCO joint statement of the defense ministers' meet. And that's why that meet had concluded without a joint statement. In fact, India's defense minister Rajnath Singh had urged countries to unite against terrorism and hold perpetrators accountable. Something that the Quad Foreign Ministers' joint declaration did address, a sharp contrast to the SCO Defense Ministers' joint statement. The bitter irony being the purpose of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which was to fight terrorism. It's little surprise why Rajnath Singh called out the double standards of member nations of the bloc, primarily China. That the SCO grouping has veered away from its basic objectives exposes the fault lines of the 10-member grouping. Dr. Jaishankar has also highlighted that the meeting in Tianjin is being held at a time of considerable disorder in the international system, be it conflicts, competition and coercion, especially when economic stability is on the rise. Let me now end with Jaishankar's message. The challenge before us is to stabilize the global order, de-risk various dimensions, and through it all address long-standing challenges that threaten our collective interests. The world is today moving towards greater multipolarity. This is not just in terms of redistribution of national capacities, but also the emergence of effective groupings like SCO. And that leaves us with a critical question. Can SCO unite on a shared agenda of combating terrorism?